Well, think about it like this. If you're running from a lion in the jungle, that's all you're thinking about. If an elephant is standing on your foot, you're not really thinking about other things while the elephant is standing on your foot. So we say that there are two propellant systems, away from pain and toward pleasure. So you could think about it like away from problems and toward solutions or joy or pleasure or whatever. So then you've got the identity in there. But your biochemistry is going to change if you're running from a problem. You're going to get hypervigilant, you're going to be fixated, and the chemicals in your body are literally going to fixate on fight, flee, or freeze. Whereas if you have the consequences a little bit, but you're mostly chasing the outcome, your biochemistry is going to give you possibility in the sense that the urgency on your head from, adrenaline, cortisol, yada, yada, blood pressure, all that's going to come down, and you're going to be able to see a variety of options, possibilities. So it's state-dependent memory. And the easiest way, and state-dependent resource. So let's say you are drinking a ton of coffee while you're studying for a test, and you don't have any coffee when you take the test. Well, you'd have a harder time remembering because your brain chemistry isn't going to match when you were learning it. So there are all kinds of substances that are like this. Everyone understands what a blackout is when someone has had too much to drink. Yet often they have not been educated in the subtlety of how different moods change that brain chemistry. And you don't always have access to all of your talents or your skills or your abilities if your mood changes. So frequently, as you're doing hypnosis, as you're learning state of mind acquisition, you are impacting directly what happens to be secreted by the glands, what the brain chemistry is, which neurotransmitters are involved, and making it more likely to have a greater freedom of choice in the long run, actually. And of course, I leave the specifics of that to our medical advisor. Usually, Dr. Birch usually talks about the specifics of it.
And it's really frequent that we have clients either in the clinic or at a stage hypnosis show who, by the time they're done, they've never been so relaxed in their whole life. And they are seeing things totally differently as a result of the experience.
Well, there's a very specific reason for that as well, and that's because when someone gets stressed and they stay stressed for a long time, this starts to feel normal. And then if they get a little more stressed, after a while, this starts to feel normal. So the two things that I've been involved with where they're just shocked because they actually go all the way back to par is when I was in massage therapy and hypnosis, where it just boggles their mind that they finally are like, loosey-goosey and okay, and that is a powerful experience. And it's sort of like some of them, although most of the time I refer the people who are coming in for things like direct addiction to specific addiction counselors and licensed track people in our group, a lot of the premier addiction facilities now use these types of techniques to get people to where they're not on that need to self-medicate to get back down to where they're not as stressed as they were, So there's a lot of joy and power in knowing how to get back to par.